We moved in together last October, and I think it's been a pretty good time. I mean, it's been a bit stressful at times, a bit, I don't know how you feel about it.
Obviously there's been times where we've annoyed each other, but that's part and parcel of being in a relationship.
We definitely get on each other's nerves. The other day, we literally looked at each other and we're like, I was like, am I annoying you? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, am I annoying you? And I was like, yeah. And we're like, all right, fair enough. It's been weird. It's been different, but I haven't minded it too much. It's kind of just been like a break from a hectic kind of going out scene.
I think it's a bit different for me because I actually work with all of my good friends in Thames. So although I don't get to go out with them, I still see them on not on a daily basis because I was working from home for 3 months, but I still get to see them whenever I go into the office. So for me, the social aspect of it hasn't been too bad. Having the balance between work and home life has been difficult when you're working from home. Obviously you're sitting on your laptop, it gets to about 7 o'clock and you're still sitting there even though you started at like 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's hard to switch off and then obviously I'm working in my living room, and then in the evening I'm trying to relax in my living room. So it's like work and relaxing space at the same time, which is, it can be difficult.
For my work, I think I've been quite lucky in that my company has been fully functional the whole time. They've furloughed a few people, but I haven't been furloughed the whole lockdown. But I've kind of seen it as a bit of a blessing because my work is mainly all outside because it's all kind of pretty much land surveying. So I've kind of seen it as a blessing throughout the whole time that I can actually get out and about throughout the day, get some fresh air and then come home. So for me it's quite an easy balance. At first I was a bit jealous of everyone who was furloughed because I was like, I'm still out and about working. But then my company, because of obviously everything slowed down, so I did have days off where I just didn't have any appointments, so the balance was still there.
The biggest thing for me was not being able to go home to Ireland for Christmas. Obviously I was waiting all year to go and see my mum and dad. I haven't seen them for about a year and a half now, nearly 2 years. So when I got the news that the flights were cancelled to Ireland, I had a little cry in the bedroom, but yeah, it has been difficult.
I think the last year has been a year of kind of two halves for me. The first half, I had quite a good time. We lived next to quite a lot of greenery. We just go for walks. We were working out in the garden. It was just a nice time. I was living with Maeve, my girlfriend, one of my best friends, Adrian, and my mum. So I had a good friend close by. I had my girlfriend and I had my mum. So I had a good unit. And my brother lived, 5-10 minute walk down the road. So, and my niece and nephew lived with him. So, it was... And my dad lived near my brother, so it was all really close. And then September, October, we were starting to look at moving out. Then we moved out in October, so it all kind of changed a bit. And then definitely felt a bit more isolated. So it's been a year of two halves really. The first half was not too bad. I thought it was still quite productive. I was still working. I've been working the whole time, but the last 6 months have been quite hard, I'd say.
When I go back and see my parents again, I'll obviously appreciate it a lot more, because I used to go and be like, oh my god, a flight to Ireland, it takes so long and it's so tiring, but now I don't think I'll see it like that because I haven't seen them in so long. It'll just be something that I appreciate.
If you're in your 20s, a lot of people feel like they're basically losing like the end of their 20s, which I can sympathise with, but it is what it is. What can you do?
Like before lockdown, I wasn't really actively a person that would actively go out all the time every weekend. But now I just can't wait to go out all the time. So yeah, for me it's been more good because I think it's opened my eyes to a lot more.
Probably go for a meal.
Yeah, I'll go to the pub.
I think we'll go for a meal as soon as lockdown ends. Are you going to the pub?
Yeah, got beer garden.
I'll go to the pub and then a meal.